Hello and welcome to 10-Sided Dice. I am your host, Jackson Tollerton. I'm a digital producer here at WTEN. And 10-Sided Dice, we are going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm going to be taking players with varying, experience levels with the game and throwing them into some micro adventures, small parties. Today, I am joined by my friend and digital comrade, Kristina Handy, who is playing Melvin the Magical. This is our third episode of Melvin's journey. Melvin the Magical is a high elf wizard. He is on the adventure called Adventure in the Abandoned City. This is our third episode, and Melvin's escapades.
Chauncey.
Please, excuse me, you're right. Melvin is joined by his familiar and companion, Chauncey the cat. He is a high elf wizard. He is a diviner, divination, magic, and all that. And last we left off, so Melvin, for anybody who hasn't seen the previous two episodes, go check those out. WTEN Plus and WTEN.com, or News10.com, excuse me. Melvin the Magical, our high elf wizard, in our 5e Dungeons & Dragons game. Melvin had left the town of Dewford, heading toward the Foggy Mountains. He was on a quest to get his adventuring journey started. He's heading to the lost dungeon of the ancient city of Brundheim. Melvin made his way into the tunnels of Brundheim, started to work his way through the hallways there, came face to face with a frog, or a toad, I believe, frog sage Roberto, a mysterious frog man who he found in having like a tea time in the dungeon. Melvin found that the frog sage had been kind of been annoyed recently by goblin neighbors of his in the tunnels that had been bothering him, and he had asked Melvin to take care of it, and in exchange would give him a reward. So wanting to get in on that reward and get his adventuring journey started, Melvin made his way to the neighboring hallway where he had evaded a dart trap, and was able to kind of sneak into this what appeared to be like a dining room in the dungeon, where he found two goblins, these kind of like small, nasty little creatures, having knives in their hand, little daggers, and were arguing about a treasure that they had found together. When they found Melvin and Chauncey kind of peering in on them, the two goblins sprung to battle. I believe the two goblins' names we've learned were Curtis and Burtis. And I believe it was Curtis who ran up, had some high rolls, and was able to make his way to Melvin and stick him in the side with his dagger, which Melvin, our friend, our wizard here, did not take too kindly to, and blasted this goblin to smithereens with magic missiles, causing the other goblin, Burtis, to flee down a passageway kind of deeper into the mountain on the opposite side of their small room that they had been arguing in. And that's really where we had left off with Melvin. He was in this kind of like kitchen dining room, kind of tucked away in this corner of the dungeon. And Melvin, you've been stabbed, my friend. You have been stuck with a knife. How many hit points are you at? How much health are you at?
15.
15 out of 18, right?
Out of 18, yeah.
Yeah, so you took a little bit of damage, but nothing too crazy. But you kind of like finish like nursing your wound enough as this other goblin ran away. Curtis is lying on the floor in like a smoldering pile of like body and magic resin, as your magic missiles had singed him. And you see Chauncey the cat kind of like meow, jump back up on your shoulder, feeling comfortable and safe that the threats are no longer there. What would you like to do, Melvin?
Well, if I remember correctly, I believe when Burtis ran out of the room, he dropped the treasure.
Yes, he did. You found that the two of them were arguing over what looks like a palm-sized ruby, which kind of like, made everybody's eyes wide as they were looking at it. You saw the ruby kind of fall onto the table that the two of them were arguing over as Burtis ran for his life. So you want to check that out?
I want to hobble over to it, pick it up, and then I want to take it to the doorway, and I want to hold it up, and I want to go, you forgot this, because I have no need for it. I don't really want it.
Okay. You go and you pick up this ruby. First of all, it's like the size of like a baseball. You're used to any gems that you've had the chance to see in your life or have been like coin sized at best. This thing has got some heft to it. It's at least like a pound. Mm-hmm. You pick it up off the table and you go to kind of, like you said, you have no real need for it. You gotta go to like scold Burtis down this like passageway. You pick it up right off the bat. I would like you to roll one of our first checks of the episode. This is going to be an Arcana check, which I believe Melvin is going to be pretty skilled in as a wizard. It's going to be next to the ability scores, and then down by it should be by intelligence.
Intelligence. Okay. There's no number.
There's no number for Arcana?
No.
Oh, sorry. All right, so that should be a proficiency in your intelligence modifier. So I believe that's going to be 6. Plus 6. He's got a plus 4 intelligence?
Yeah.
Okay, and then he's a plus 2 proficiency because level 2 character. My bad, I forgot to add that in. So yeah, I'll roll your 20-sided die, and you're going to add a plus 6 to it. Hop over a dice cam. Going with the Grogu. The mystery die. What we got? 14?
The line underneath.
It was one of the ones. So I believe that's a 9 then. 9 or a 6. That's a 6. Okay.
Yikes.
But you have plus 6. So all the way up to 12. You find you pick up this with your 12 Arcana check, the ruby. You pick it up off the table. Right away, you notice that like this, aside from like the grandeur and the size of this thing, it feels warm, and not in a way that's like somebody was just holding this with like a sweaty hand. It almost like radiates its own heat. And as you pick it up, you notice right away, you see that it starts to like glow. It goes from like a dim dark red to like a glow, almost like there's like a light bulb in it, if you will. And it's warm, and it seems to react to your touch. 12 Arcana check. It doesn't take too much of a wizardly scholar to note that there's some kind of magic affecting this stone. This is not just some precious gemstone. There's something and innately magical to this thing. So you kind of like pick it up and you start to walk toward this passageway, ready to kind of like yell after Burtis, but you notice that it has like this warm feel to it. As you kind of like move toward the door, the archway that Burtis had ran by at the end of the room, you feel this thing start to pulse in your hand, kind of like almost like when you ever been at like a restaurant like Outback Steakhouse or whatever, and they give you like one of those like seat pagers, let you know that your table's ready. This thing kind of has like a kind of like buzz to it that gets more intense as you move toward the passageway.
Whoa. Okay. So I think I'll be approaching the doorway and I'll go, you forgot this, but I'm going to trail off at the end. So it's more like, you forgot this. Like I'm confused. I think I'll hold it up to my ear to see if I can hear anything.
Nice. You start to like trail off. You look down this passageway. It seems to like immediately like zigzag and wind. So like after the first turn, Burtis would have already been out of view. But either way, you don't. Without knowing exactly how far he's ran away, you don't know. If he's right around the corner, if he's even further away. But you don't see him immediately through the doorway, and as this kind of pulsating like takes your attention. I'm sorry, what was the last question you had asked?
I held it up to my ear.
Yeah, you held up to you. So you hold it up to your ear to like see if you hear anything. You don't. You just hear like kind of like a low buzz, like almost like when you like walk into like a quiet room, like a computer is on, or you just kind of like a. You hear that as you hold this up to your ear, and it's still warm in your hand as you hold it, and the glow kind of continues.
Okay, I think then I'll just go farther into the passageway and see how it continues to react.
You step down the passage that Burtis followed, and whatever you're doing, the stone seems to, in a way, approve of. As you kind of like take your first step down the hall, that buzzing, you almost start to you take your first step down the hall, you feel it react as you step down this new passageway, and what happens with the stone we'll get to after our first break. Welcome back to 10-Sided Dice. We are with Kristina and Melvin the Magical, of course. So Melvin had just stepped down this passageway that a goblin had ran away from, Burtis the goblin. You found this magical ruby. As you step into the hallway, I would like you to roll me. This is going to be, let's go with a perception check.
Okay. Is that 20-sided?
Yep, 20-sided, okay. Yeah. What we got?
13.
13, okay. And then what is...
I think I showed the 11, but it was a 13.
I got late to the dice cam, so I trust you. And then I think you're going to also add his wisdom bonus, if he has one.
Wisdom.
The plus.
+1.
Okay, so 14 total. You start to feel this thing buzz like in noticeably different like directions, like radially. With a 14, you kind of get the sensation that this thing is acting as like a magic compass.
Whoa.
And it seems to, like, as you're holding it in the room, it seems that to guide you toward this passage that Burtis went down. And as you enter it, you feel as if like the buzzing is, like I said, like approving of your direction. And like as you take a few steps down the passageway, it's kind of like this whatever this thing is seems to be urging you to continue down the passageway. Whatever this is, wherever it's guiding you, it seems to want Melvin to go deeper into the dungeon. However, that there's coin and maybe some other reward waiting from you from the toad sage, the frog sage, upon news of these goblins no longer being a threat. Pulled in two directions, where does Melvin find himself going?
I don't care about the frog sage. He was kind of rude. And if I really wanted the coin, I could just sell this thing. So I'm just going to follow. And plus, that's magic. And I'm Melvin the Magical.
I love that. Yeah. You follow this Melvin maybe has a glancing thought of Roberto, but is otherwise more interested on his new discovery. You continue down the passage. You make your way down the first kind of like bank. And I would like you to roll me. This is going to be one more. Let's call it, let's one more perception check. Okay. Different kind of perception.
18.
Big die, big number. Plus 1, right?
Yes, 19.
19, huge. You step, so kind of comes down the hallway, takes a left. It kind of continues for like only 10 feet or so, and you see it kind of bank to the right again. There's kind of this, sprawling maze almost through the dungeon. You hear from around the corner before you go around the corner. You hear like a panting voice that seems kind of like small and sinister in its timbre. You almost, without a word, almost hear the sound of a goblin kind of like waiting for you around the corner.
I'm going to pull out my wand.
Okay, nice.
I'm going to prep. I'm going to get into defensive position.
Okay, all right. Melvin pulls his wand out and is getting ready for what might ever come around the corner. There's probably, I'm going to say like a full 60-second pause of awkwardness as what you wait for whatever's around the corner, and whatever's around the corner waits for you. And there's like this standoff almost. You hear kind of like, I believe Melvin speaks Goblin, we talked about last time. Yeah. You hear in the Goblin language say, I thought I heard that pointy-hatted fellow coming. Maybe not. And you see Burtis step around the corner heading your direction, and he's almost face to face with you. And as he holds his knife out, and he tries to swing it at you, but misses and fails horribly. You have surprised him. So we're gonna go. We would usually roll initiative to see who would go first, but since you've surprised him, you get to act first without him getting to do anything in response. So as you kind of go to, you have your wand prepared, ready to go. You see Burtis come swinging around the corner with this knife. What you do in that moment, we will find out after another quick break. And we are back on 10-sided dice. 10-sided dice. 10-sided dice. Melvin, this goblin is in your face. He's surprised. He had no idea that you were. he had thought you were coming. Wasn't really sure. You stopped in the hallway. You kind of got the upper hand. You have a wand pointed at him. What would you like to do?
Quick question.
Please.
How tall is he compared to me?
I'm going to say Melvin is between 5.5 feet and let's say 5'6" to 5'10" is Melvin. This goblin is I'm going to go with 3.5 feet tall. So at least a couple of feet shorter than Melvin. Melvin's come around the corner and he's got the wand pointed down, and this goblin is trying to slash up with his knife.
I think I'm going to be startled too. I'm going to be like, ah! And then I'm also going to reflexively kick the goblin.
I love that. You, Melvin, you send a kick to the goblin. Go ahead, and this is going to be, roll me your 20-sided die, and then you're going to add your strength bonus to this. 12, okay.
And then my strength bonus is -1. So,
-1, okay. 11. You go to like kick at this goblin, and he's able to like jump out of the way. But you're not able. You don't like find yourself like falling because he wasn't where you were gonna kick. But just kind of like a little bit of like a hey, get back, a little like kick out. And he notices that you did not just like immediately vaporize him as happened with the battle with Curtis, who did attack you first. Burtis kind of like holds up his knife at you on his turn and says, "You killed my friend."
Oh, it's my turn. Well, you threatened my cat, and your friend attacked me.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, you got nothing to say. You got nothing to say.
Listen, I'll tell you what. There's a healing potion. There's a bottle of mud wine, and there's some coin back in that room. It's all yours. You just give me that stone there, and I'll be on my way.
I don't need any of that.
Oh, all right. Well,
but you're welcome to go grab it yourself.
Sure, if you don't want it, that's fine. But what about the ruby? Can I? That is mine.
It's yours. I think I heard you say that you stole it.
Ooh, roll me. This is gonna be a fun one. Roll me an insight check.
Okay.
20? Be a new one. Yeah, 20-sided die. Yep. And then that's gonna be plus your wisdom bonus.
11 plus 1, so 12.
12. Let me roll back here. You look at Burtis, and he looks at you and he says, "No, it's definitely mine. I don't know what you're talking about." Very clearly lying.
Okay, so oh my God, I'm blinking. Melvin did not blink.
Yeah. Right. But Melvin definitely heard him saying that he stole it from the frog sage. And he goes, no, it's mine. It's definitely mine. And he's like standing at, like holding his like knife kind of like back, but like hand across, like please give.
So you think
give it to me.
You think I'm gonna believe you?
Well, I and you see him like turn and go, "Just don't hurt me!" And he like scurries down the hallway, further down into the dungeon, and like this time doesn't like drop something behind him. This time you see him like running away with his knife in his hand, but like fully has fled from you. He's fearful of Melvin's magical ability, and you see him kind of like scurry down. You are alone in the hallway now. Or you see it, you could follow him. You see it kind of like banks ahead. The only thing that's in the hall, you see Chauncey kind of like appear around looking down the hallway. Other than that, it's just you and the stone, which still kind of continues to pulse down the hallway that Burtis has run down.
I think I'll just continue to let the stone guide me.
Guide you. I love that. Let the stone guide the way. You continue down these series of tunnels for about, I'm going to say 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
You can hear ahead of you, like, and as Burtis is like full on like sprint fleeing from you, like 100 feet ahead. And you kind of like, after a while, you stop hearing him, like bumping into the tunnel walls, and it seemed whatever's happened to him, he seems to have stopped. As you kind of turn around a corner and see that the hallway comes to an end and like opens up into like a wider chamber. Do you follow the stone's guidance toward the chamber?
Of course.
All right. You get to the like threshold at the end of the hall, and you see that this like series of like kind of tight tunnels you've been traversing opens up into like a huge cavern that you can see probably goes on for almost like miles into the mountain. You can see ahead of you paths and like slopes that lead into like you've been in one small kind of like dorm, if you will, of this dungeon and realize that it sprawls on. You can see like the makings of this ancient city that has been abandoned for thousands of years, and realize that you've just kind of got to like the tip of the iceberg of Brundheim. Most notably, you look down and you can see that there's like a few feet ahead of you, there is like a sheer drop-off cliff that if you look, you kind of look over, you can see that it falls down into like a subterranean lake. There's a huge lake below. I would like you to please roll me. There's 2 rolls we need to have you do. This is going to be, first one is going to be a perception check. One last perception check of the session. Oh, I missed it.
12, and then that's wisdom?
Yes.
Okay, so 13.
13 perception, okay. And then this next one is going to be a, this is a strength saving throw. So that there should be like right by your sheet, there should be like a subsection called saving throws. I think it's going to end up being the -1 for his strength.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
-1.
One more.
3.
3 minus 1.
2.
2. Okay. Here's what that means. You hear something coming, but
Oh, no.
you do not have the strength to endure it. A couple of feet off to the side, you hear and you hear like the pattering of sprinting feet coming off to the side. Melvin turns and he sees that kind of like a few feet off to where he comes out of the hallway. He sees sprinting at him like the I'm blanking on the movie right now. The Jordan Peele movie.
Oh, Get Out?
Get Out, yeah. The grandpa in Get Out. You see Burtis kind of sprinting toward Melvin with that kind of intensity. And you don't see that he has his knife in his hand, so you kind of like brace for like another like knife wound from battle. But you see at the last second what he intends to do. You see him dive and tackle you at the waist. And the strength saving throw was a total of a 2. This goblin has more like weight to him and strength than his size lets on. And Melvin like, oof, like fully gets like linebacker tackled from the goblin. You and Burtis, but kind of like a dog chasing a bird, Burtis not knowing what he's going to get once he gets there, tackles Melvin. The 2 of you fly forward and realize you have gone off the edge of the cliff face and kind of have like a Wile E. Coyote kind of like freeze midair moment and look at each other and both look down and go, oh! The 2 of you start to descend, just drop what has to be over 100 feet down toward this lake. And just as Melvin kind of like is about to splash into this huge drop from above down toward the subterranean water, is where we'll end chapter 1 of Melvin's story. Burtis and Melvin descending down the cave toward the lake, deeper into the dungeon. That is the end of chapter 1, part 3. And thank you so much, Kristina, for playing our first chapter, your first go here and playing some Dungeons and Dragons. We'll have to revisit Melvin's journey with Kristina and in chapter 2 in a later episode of 10-Sided Dice. So thank you again for playing, and thank you guys all for tuning in. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time on 10-Sided Dice. Bye-bye.